Welcome into the February edition of Ask the AD with Weber State Athletic Director Jerry Bovee. I am Paul Grua. And Jerry, it's February. Hard to believe the calendar goes so fast, doesn't it now? We're into the thick of things in the Big Sky Conference race on the basketball side. Track and field going. They're getting ready for the Big Sky Championships coming up, and tennis, other sports going on as well. Things keep moving.
Softball.
Softball starts this week as well.
Practice field. We were outside last week, so things are moving. The calendar seemed like right after the new year, kind of slow for a bit.
Yeah,
but it's
you're into that
heating up now.
Winter-spring transition almost now too. Yeah. On the basketball side, the men's and women's basketball teams fully on into the Big Sky schedule, about halfway through the conference schedule so far. On the men's side, the Wildcats right there in the thick of things, on the top of the standings with a couple other schools. I know we still have a long ways to go, but things are going well so far.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is moving back to a 20-game season. You would think it's just 2 more games. It's not that big of a deal, but you get started right on New Year's, and this Big Sky play can be a bit of a grind.
It is.
You've got 2 different weeks where you've got 1 game per week scenario, so you can get a little bit of rest. But other than that, there's a lot of teams playing with the lone wolf situation with an odd number team. You're playing a lot of Monday games. There's some Thursday, Saturday, Monday series. So you'll look at the scores each week and wonder, why isn't anybody playing?
Right.
There's 2 games
sometimes
on Thursday.
You have 10 days off.
Yeah,
and
then sometimes you'd have 4 games in 8 days. So it's a different scenario that we're dealing with, and it can be a bit of a grind.
It is a grind. It all gears up, of course, as well to the Big Sky Tournament, which is in mid-March, March 11th through the 16th. And this year moves for the first time to Boise, Idaho. We've talked about that before from Reno, but exciting times, a much closer drive, especially for Wildcat fans.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that our fans will realize is a 4-hour trip as opposed to an 8-hour trip. The facility is going to be conducive to basketball. It's built for basketball as well. We're staying down in the Grove right downtown. There's a lot of fun things to do for families, a lot of great places to eat. So I think all in all, there's a family atmosphere there. They're excited to host it, and for us it's a 4-hour trip. So I would expect a lot of our fans would make the trip and support.
Well, we hope so. Tickets on sale now at WeberStateTickets.com.
You can get your tickets now, and we hope to have a big contingent go up.
Get those soon, because it's not far away, just over a month away. Until
women will play earlier in the week, and we're hoping for pull it together. And I think our team's set up. We've been close in a lot of games. I think we're set up that we can win a game or 2 and see what happens when you don't have the pressure to be at the top seed.
We have talked about this back and forth quite a bit for the last few years, but as we've seen in Reno, when you get there to that tournament and everybody's there, it does have a nice conference tournament feel that's got a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think the first foray out to Reno taught us a lot. We adjusted some things each year to try to make it a better format. I really think that the move to Boise centralizes it a lot for the bigger fan bases in the conference, as opposed to Reno, where we have a good fan base, but an 8-hour trip out it's not something you can decide. Hey, let's run up and see that.
Yeah, exactly.
So with Eastern being able to get to Boise a little bit easier, and Idaho and the 2 Montanas and Idaho State, sure. I think there's a centralized look there that'll be good for us. Schools.
Mm-hmm. We have talked about the fall sports, the great success we had this year, and now it turns into the new year as 2019 gets going. And for football, signing day, February 6th. Signing day always becomes a big deal for recruits and for coaches to sign the future Wildcats.
Yeah, I think for your fan base, it's an exciting time. The reality of how this works, football's a big squad with all kinds of moving parts, and who actually ends up at the end of all this after 5 years is anybody's guess. But coaches are excited about how this will play out. We don't have as big a signing class this year, so they've been pretty picky on what they're looking for and positions they're looking for. Coach Hill's first couple years, he really oversigned and then had a lot of mission kids. Sure. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But everyone's welcome to come up. We have a Wildcat Club function Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, February 6th, correct. Along football lines, as we again get ready for the 2019 season, spring practice starts in mid-March as well. Football construction going on very well, and you can follow it online, but construction is going for the new building, which will be ready in August.
Yeah, I would invite you to go out and look at our live feed. They can find that on the football link on our website, WeberStateSports.com. It's coming along. We expect to be there near the first week in August. There'll be a lot of moving parts. Right now we're planning to move out of the current weight training room. The weight room will have to get through the summer, not being in a room. That will become the equipment room in the new facility. But there's a lot of great things associated with that building, and it's fun to see it going up.
Beautiful building, branding, everything will be well worth it to see. Now, you've mentioned we've had some staff meetings. We're about midway point of the year. From July to July is kind of the athletic academic year that we look at, and we're halfway through that, or just a little bit past that, and it's time to kind of evaluate how things have gone in all aspects of athletics.
Yeah, I think for us in the building. Oh, I don't know how that happened.
Social media, right
social
there,
media.
Live.
We're on.
Yeah,
we were going to show you something.
We're going to show you something.
For those of us in the building, we're always evaluating what works and what doesn't, and a mid-year point is a nice time to look at your dashboard. We have a dashboard that keeps those key components of the things we're tracking: season ticket sales, attendance, on our development side, how much money we're raising and what areas we need to pick it up, our marketing and promotion side, all of those things in your area, social media, how many hits we're getting on different channels and what we can do to continue to grow that. It's all about continuing to grow the footprint and to spotlight our student athletes. So we look at that mid-year. We're constantly looking at what is it that's not moving the needle that we're spending time and resources on that we can pull back. We've talked about luncheons. There's an expense there. We got to find new ways to reach out and hit our fan base, and it seems to us that sport-specific events seem to be carrying the day. So we may back off of some of our general luncheons during the week. People consume their information differently. One of the things we're talking about is an app.
Yeah, and we'll get into that. It basically not looking at things that we've done a long time and not necessarily doing the same things, but doing things that really kind of try to move the needle.
Yeah, I think it's more, let's focus on what's working. Let's spend our resources and our time on the things that we think get the biggest bang for the buck. We're a smaller staff. We've got to utilize our time in the best way. We have a nice publication called Bleed Purple that you and Darren Hogue spend a lot of time on. I think it's a first-class publication that would rival any Power 5 school. But it's a lot of effort for you all to put that together and to write the stories. Maybe we piece that out in a time where people are consuming their news in a different way, in bits and pieces, rather than, no one sits down and reads a whole newspaper anymore.
Right.
So we've got to adjust to the needs of and the demands of that as well.
Now, along those lines, we have some exciting news. We feel that there's a new app available, Weber State Wildcats app, for the latest information, news, updates, scores, and schedules, and so forth through Sidearm Sports, which is our official website provider, but it also will provide notifications and updates on news and schedules. So we're excited. Jerry can show it to you right here.
Right here. It's live. You can get this in the Apple apps
and Android as well.
Android as well. Weber State Wildcats. If you just go in and type into the search Weber State Wildcats, you can sign up, create a profile. You can get notifications on the sports you're interested in.
You can customize it to what you're interested in, what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
The information's there, the schedules, the rosters, and news
video
and so
content.
forth.
You'll be able to watch Ask the AD.
There you
on
go.
Your app.
On your app. It's a
So
whole
we're
new world.
excited about this. It's a
What do
piece
they always say?
needed.
There's an app for that, right?
There's
Now there's an app for this.
There's
Yes,
an app for this.
exactly.
In the future, we'll look at trying to integrate our ticket. We're talking a lot about tickets right now and e-ticketing, and how we utilize an app. And this is all a new world for us. But we kind of test drove that concept in the playoffs last year, and it was wildly popular. So we've got to figure that out as well.
Make sure you download the app, Weber State Wildcats app. Stay tuned for all the latest news. Follow your app for the latest news on the Wildcats and the schedules. Thanks for joining us. You're having fun, aren't you? It's
We're having a good time. It's a great time to be a Wildcat.
Always is. Thanks for joining us, fans. We thank you for all your support. Look forward to the future, and go Wildcats.